Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and furry studio audience. Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker channel. Boy, been a lousy couple days. If you checked out my Instagram or Twitter earlier today, you might have seen where I posted how I got stuck at this receiver for, it ended up being a total of over 20 hours. 20 hours. That's a little redonkulous. It all started on Wednesday when I picked up this load after I delivered Tuesday night, and I had the video about how Pilot Flying J sucks because I'd reserved a spot and there weren't any, blah, blah, blah. Parked to the rest area. The next day, then a load I was supposed to pick up in Cincinnati got canceled. And so Bo gives me a call and says, hey, I found this other load for you. Check your email. I did. Show didn't pick up until, well, I had a window until noon. And I'm like, well, good, I'm going back to bed because I didn't get parked till so late, you know, the previous night. Get there, and it took them like 3.5 hours to load me, of course. So I didn't get out of there till late in the afternoon. Headed up the road. Did stop. I hardly ever stop at a McDonald's. There was this one that I went to stop at a Pilot, actually, but it was a tiny little Pilot in Wilmington, Ohio. So there was no spots there. I just needed to take a break and try to get something to eat, and I just wasn't in the mood to cook anything in the truck. There was a McDonald's across the highway with some truck parking. I went over there and parked, and I went in and got some damn McDonald's. I know, at least, because it was a freestanding McDonald's, I only paid, you know, the regular prices. I got the 2 for $5 thing. Got some nuggets and a quarter pounder with cheese, you know, which I kind of choked down. But neat thing is, a Western Express driver pulled up next to me. He was beeping his horn. Said, you know, telling me to put the window down. He said, hey, I saw your videos. I watched your hours of service. I really appreciate it. You really helped me out. And I was like, hey, well, I'm glad I could help out. You know, nice to meet you and everything. And I'm sorry I don't remember your name. He did put it in the comments, and I'm just thinking about it now, so I don't remember. But it was nice to meet the guy. He works for the Western Express. He said he's a newer driver, and he appreciated the video. So nice to meet you. That's one really cool thing about doing these videos. I have started to meet some people. I got my signs on my trailer, so everyone knows when it's me. I met a guy named Marty a week or so ago at Iowa 80 in Walcott, who came up and, you know, said the same thing. Hey, I watched your videos and everything, you know, thanks, yeah, nice to meet you and all that. So through all this COVID thing, at least I'm able to meet a few people out here simply because they know me from the videos. So that's kind of cool. You don't feel quite so isolated. So anyway, this load was supposed to deliver the next day in Breenigsville, Pennsylvania, and I've got this infection I've been dealing with about 10 years ago. I had something called necrotizing fasciitis. So if you've never heard of it, it's nasty. It's a flesh-eating bacteria. And I lost all the skin on my right leg from basically my knee down to my ankle on one side. It was nasty. Every now and then it kind of comes up again, and I have to go back on antibiotics or something. And usually the big sign that it's kind of coming around again is it just wipes me out. I'm just wiped out. And so I had stopped to fuel at Hebron, the TA, and then I went to bed. And so I was late for this delivery. Well, turns out that really wouldn't have mattered because there was a whole issue with the shipper, and we'll get into that. Okay, so I'm already running behind, but I did what I needed to do, which is to be safe and drive safely, is got some extra rest. And as I've always said in my other videos, everything can be rescheduled, drivers. If you're not feeling up to it, there's no reason to go out there and flip off a load off the road and kill yourself or anybody else because you're not feeling up to it. If you're not feeling up to it, you get off the road. And that's what I did. I did the safe thing. Anyway, then as I'm driving along I-76 in Pennsylvania yesterday, there was a big accident just on the east side of the Somerset Tunnel past Somerset, where some truck driver had flipped a load over. I had heard about it on the radio. My GPS had even let me know about it. I stopped in Somerset at that Roadie's there, which is kind of a lousy little truck stop. Just went to the bathroom and kind of was trying to kill some time, and I was listening to the radio, the CB, and I heard, oh, there's a lane open. So I went ahead and got back out there. But then after, you know, even after waiting 45 minutes, I still sat in traffic for over an hour trying to get through this thing. And I'll show you some video. I thought it was right at the end of the tunnel, because as you come out of that tunnel, it said there's like a million signs saying 45-degree curve outside a tunnel. I figured, well, that's where they flipped. No, it was a little further down the hill where it's 55, but you really shouldn't be going over that. Of course, all the cars and all the trucks always do. I'm one of the few idiots out there. You're going right around 55 to 60 at most. Well, he went too fast, and I've got some video where you can see some skid marks and where he flipped, and then you can see the trailers flipped over, and they were trying to offload it and save the cargo, and that's what was taking so long, is every time they had to shift around a little bit, they had to keep shutting the road down. So it was just freaking ridiculous. There's no real good way around it, and of course the trucks that are taking the few routes that there are around this thing, it's going to be just as bad. So I had heard that one lane was finally open, heard that on the radio, so I went ahead and got back out here, and now I've just been sitting for 45 minutes. Apparently on the tunnel that's east of Somerset, a truck flipped over on the way out, even though they only have 50 million signs warning you 45 mile an exit out at the side of the tunnel. But some people choose not to read and choose not to pay attention and do what's smart. So now we're all waiting because somebody was an ass wagon. There's some skid marks. See the skid mark going to the right there. Looks like it hit the wall. They were probably coming down the hill too fast. There's a lot of debris here, so they were probably flipped over right around in here. And they've cleaned it up enough that we can get through. I can see to the right of that red truck there's a pile of debris. And a pile of wood and stuff. Now there's the truck they're loading all this stuff into, and there's the truck on its side. They're trying to unload it. Save the cargo. So yeah, obviously, I mean, roads, so there's the cab. Capital City Trucking, okay? So there's the idiot who on a dry road managed to flip himself over because he was obviously going too fast. Okay, after all that, I go check in last night because, my broker said, oh, yeah, they'll still take you. It'll just be a work-in. No problem. I'm like, great. I get there last night, and they're like, oh, well, it's this St. Bernard load. St. Bernard soap is what I had. We've had issues with them, and you're not in the system. And we can't do anything with you until you're in the system. Okay, needless to say, 20 hours later, they finally got it all fixed. But it took a lot of phone calls to a lot of people. The thing that makes me so mad about a situation like that is, okay, there's been an issue. There's a problem with a shipper, but who pays? Not the shipper. Us, the drivers. We pay. You hold us hostage for 17, 20 hours or more. There had been another driver who showed up there that morning. He was there for like damn near 30 hours. No, they penalize us, not the shipper who screwed up. Us. Back down to that third-class citizen area there. And we have access to a bathroom or food or anything else? No. Thank God I keep my truck stocked. So me and Rusty were okay. But that crap just... If somebody showed up at your job at the end of your day and said, oh, by the way, and nobody can leave the building for the next 17 hours, would you put up with that? Wouldn't you raise some concerns? Wouldn't you say, this is not right, you can't do this to me? Happens to us all the time. And it's just not right. The worst part about it is we lost this great load. It was supposed to pick up today. I had until 4 p.m. to get there. They held me up so long at this receiver that we couldn't even make it 2 hours up the road to go pick this up. Picked up in Hughesville, Pennsylvania, went all the way to Seattle, paid $6,250. It was going to be a nice, sweet load. I could have run through the house and said hi to my son Ben for his birthday. But no, this receiver had to screw everything up for us. Thanks! So just a little insight into how, another example of how trucking really sucks. what are you going to do? You know, they think they can just hold us up as long as they want. You know, and when they all get to go home, the person I checked in with the night before was the same one I checked out with today. Another shift had come in and gone since then. And I'm still there. She got to go home and get a shower and everything else. Thank God when I got parked here at the TA, they did get me another load that picks up, kind of southeast of Harrisburg, that I can pick up tomorrow morning. But, you know, I was hoping to get a shower last night after I got unloaded. Well, that never happened. Finally got one tonight here at the TA in Harrisburg, and their showers aren't the best. And it's raining, took Rusty out in the rain. But at least I finally am showered, and I got my purple shirt on in honor of one of the upcoming videos. So there you go. Yep, another example when truckers get screwed. Yeah, remember a few months ago when we were heroes? How quickly that changes. Yep, we're back down to third-class citizens, and they don't mind making us sit out there in the parking lot all night and all the next day. Would you put up with that on your job? Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like and comment if you would like to. Ring that bell for notification so you know as soon as the new videos come up. I will be doing the Ultimate Purple Cushion seat the Ultimate Purple Seat Cushion now 11-month in review, because I've had the thing for almost a year. So I know I kept saying that's coming up, but somebody did complain on my comment saying, well, you haven't got to that yet, and you're just ranting. So, okay, I'm going to get to it, and I'm wearing my purple shirt in honor of that. I'm starting to put it together actually tonight. So within the next couple of days, you'll have that full review after using it for damn near a year, all right? So we'll talk about that. Sound good, Rusty? As always, check us out on Instagram and Twitter. It's Clutch Trucker at the other one. Okay, check out Coffee and Patreon if you feel like supporting the channel. Otherwise, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. Some of us have great stories that take place at lakes with boats and friends and noodle salad. Just no one in this car.